We are allegedly broadcasting. Stand by. I'm attempting. Yes. I feel the power. My music is a little too loud at the moment, but hang on. Let's bring that down for a second. All right. So we're pulling and pushing at the moment. I'm seeing some failures on Twitch, sending data. Mixer fine, of course. Facebook is online. Why is Twitch unable to connect? Let's see here. Pop over to my Facebook page. Let's see if we're live over there. It looks like it works for Facebook, which is good.
Yeah, you're not up on Twitch yet.
Yeah, I will keep working. I think that was one of the reasons why we dropped Restream. I'm gonna try again. Stand by. It's again, I don't think we're... Oh, we are broadcasting to YouTube as well. Okay. So at the moment, we are just having problems with Twitch? Is that where we're at? Let me see.
Yeah. There's no Twitch stream up yet.
Let me... Hang on, actually. Let me get over here. Oh, wait. I'm refresh. Refresh your browser.
Okay. And... Oh, yep, there you are.
Okay. We are on... We're live on all ends, I believe. Despite Restream being a little bit hiccupy. Yep, it's Twitch. It says Twitch online, Facebook online. It says YouTube sending data. But I do have...
Oh, no, hang on. This is big game. It says live.
Yes.
But it's still 14th of the 6th down the bottom. Have you not changed the...
Yeah, I have to... Yeah. A lot of stuff to
do.
Still.
Okay. No, it's okay, because it's got 14th of the 6th big game hunter, and I'm thinking, hang on a sec.
Yeah, no, a lot of stuff to do still. Today is the 21st.
But you are live. That's the important thing.
No, today is about... What's the big topic today?
Today is the 21st. The big topic is... Well, there's no real big topic. It's just the more enhancers and action bars.
Alright, fine. Runescape Weekly. Alright. Good. So right here we are at Hectic Intro. I'm still trying to get my timestamps down and everything. Life is... Next foot over here. We're trying to get back into that full... Alright, where's my music?
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Okay. What's a nice one?
When you're on a Slayer task, you hit with Tusker's Wrath and the armor spike procs as well, and you take like about 25k life points off it.
Oh, nice. See if I can get this freaking chat to connect. It literally says live and then doesn't connect. Is it not? And it's not transparent, which is kind of not cool, but hey, that's alright. It's something to work with. We'll work on it. I can get a different one at another time. Anyway, and this one over here as well doesn't seem to... We're also live and it wants to put a crap thing over my face, so let me just try to...
Well, that's a good one.
refresh this and see if it... Alright. Alright. Very curious now. Okay. I think we are ready to start the show. I'm going to switch over to my Runescape. And I will just be AFKing. If I can just quickly get over to harps. That's my goal. It's always creepy when there's like symmetry in your codes. I don't like it. Alright. Good morning, Invoke Mercy. How you doing? Oh, and it's Ithel Hour. How nice. Oh, well. Alright, I am as set up as I'm going to be now.
Sweet.
Thank you for dealing with me, Pyrn. I appreciate it.
That is all good.
We've, then I get to another screen with more problems, of course, but... God damn. Oh, I know this. Okay. Just needs a quick little refresh. Alright. Let me stop the music.
You can't stop the music.
Actually, this is technically the intro song, but you know what? Today we're doing things very differently. You may notice that we are live on many different platforms. You may not. I don't know. Today we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We're actually live also on Mixer and Smashcast. You may know what those are. They were options. Anyway, I want to give a big thank you to Diallo, who made this possible. This blurry background behind me is also thanks to Diallo. Like, he did all of this. He bought me the streamer bundle. I would not be able to have this without him. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So we're gonna rock this show today, live on all platforms now. For hopefully we keep this up for the whole year, as long as Restream doesn't crap the bed on me. I will continue to use it. Anyway, let me bring up the intro music and we can get on the road with this show. Alrighty. My poor computer is like, why did you add all of this stuff into the scene? I was already having trouble. Okay, yeah, bring that down to 20%. And added too many new music files in here. All right. There we. Not now, VLC. I'm doing a show. Is the 21st?
'Tis all day today.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. You are listening to Runescape Weekly for June 21st, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 18 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius, and on today's show, Ma enhancers and action bar fixes, Majorat Aura update, RuneScape 3 highly anticipated on Android, TLDW, land out of time, bond grab, farming for membership, skillers deserve gold, a key-binding guide for everyone, Jagex, make your macro stance clear, to Mod Shawnee, taking out the trash, Back to the Future, Pirates of the Chaos Altar. Thank you for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly, and enjoy the show. Welcome back for another edition of RuneScape Weekly. Big thank you to Ricky A. And welcome back again. We are going to have a really good show today. I'm excited to talk more about the Land Out of Time with Pyrnassius. How you doing, buddy?
I am not too bad. Obviously off at physio again today, and these new exercises are just killing me. So they're going to be changing all that for me, so I don't come home vomiting and having to curl up in bed for a couple of hours afterwards.
Right.
In game, I have completed the Dagonoth Kings.
Very nice.
Drop log, so that was good. I got the last 2 pets in the last 3 days, so that was fun. And now down doing Edimus. Thought I'd do a bit of Slayer and spend some points because I got about 5k Slayer points. So for anyone who doesn't know, if you do have the Master Slayer cape, when you wear that to go to Morvran, it's like there's a 20% chance that he'll let you select your own task. So even if you've sort of cancelled a couple, it bang, all of a sudden will come up. I noticed you've got a Slayer cape, choose your task. So I'm up to about 8k Edimu kills now too.
Nice. 8k Edimu kills, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I'm at. Eddie, is there 2 Ds in Edimu? 1 kill?
1D, 2 Ms.
Eddie, how do you... There you go. I have
EDIMMU.
87-14 I'm at. I love it. I love killing Edimu. So damn.
Yeah.
I love Eddies. That's like I skip every task that aren't Abyssal Demons, Edimu, Rune Dragons, or like if it doesn't make money, I skip it, and I still have 8,200 Slayer points.
Yeah.
The game is too easy. What were you saying? I can't say it on the show. Never mind. The game could be so much more difficult, Pyrn. The game used to be you could die on the way to Draenor.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it has. I mean, so is. Everyone says, "Oh, old school," but old school's very easy as well now too.
I know.
I've been
playing
a bit of that
not
too.
Even
but
hard.
No. But yeah, that's right. I mean, I remember. You used to slay. I mean, the
back in like 2006.
Abbey Demons and all that. You died at Abbey Demons every now and then.
Yeah,
if you weren't
monsters,
careful, and now you just AFK everything.
Monsters were scary. Like there was, or at least even at like max level, there were certain monsters you had to be afraid of.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
I'm hoping.
I mean, yes,
I'm hoping
there are boss monsters. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was saying I'm hoping with these new Slayer monsters that are coming out, we'll get back to that sort of risk of death type thing.
Yeah.
Because hopefully they will be that sort of 99 to 120 mark. So
they did say those.
I want risk of death.
Yeah, they did say those flowers hit like a truck. So we'll see.
Yeah. But risk of death. But you've got there's got to be good GP for that risk as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, and anyone who doesn't know, the armor spikes, the alloy ones, they are fantastic if you use them at Edimus. They really cut down the task.
Melee creature.
Yeah. Yes. Well, technically they're a magic. Oh no, sorry, they are a melee creature. Sorry, I thought they were magic.
They will melee. They will go range if you let them, or magic if you let them. But you want them to range you.
Yes.
But yeah, that is...
Yeah, but with Masterwork Armor, because obviously it doesn't degrade on Slayer tasks, it's just fantastic. I mean, I've got a task of 316, it's going to take me less than an hour to do those in.
Right. That's awesome. I am struggling. I hate Facebook so much. It is so hard to use. Like, I'm literally just looking for a group. Can't find it because the side panel is impossible to navigate. It's like, oh, here's your...
I just hate Facebook full stop, so I don't use it.
It's literally just like, there's no button for groups. Literally, no button for groups. Except for this button for groups right here. But, like, it's so hard to find anything I want. Anyway, what I wanted... So, anyway, we are almost done with the interviews. I only have 2 left to do. I wanted to do. I wanted to say I have 3 left to do, but I really don't know if I'm gonna be able to get Mitch. He's flaky. But I have Shadow and Ash both booked for this weekend, so I'm pretty sure they will come through for me. But Pyrn, RRman, Hydra, Ben, Dxthelb, Hana have all stepped up to the plate and told their stories and had fun and laughed. And Hana actually turned the table and did a reverse interview on me, and that was interesting. So
yeah, so we've got you on there too.
yeah, so that was fun. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been a fun time. So hopefully there will be at least 9 in total. I'm gonna also ask Karoma as well, just a long shot this weekend. I'll see if Karoma wants to maybe pop on. You never know. He's a possibility. He doesn't have a microphone, but he has a telephone, and I'm gonna explain to him that you just need to use your freaking Facebook caller, and I will record you. It doesn't, it's not, technology is not that difficult. Anyway, hopefully he will oblige, because I really would like to talk about some old memories, because him and I were also best friends in high school. So it was funny because I didn't know he played RuneScape, and he didn't know I played RuneScape. So we played RuneScape separately while we were also best friends. And then I happened upon him playing RuneScape one day, because we never went over each other's houses, because both of our families were really, really dysfunctional. So we always just kind of hung out outside of our houses, like whatnot. So like one day I finally went over his house for just whatever reason, and I was like, "You play RuneScape? I play RuneScape," and I was just like, "Whoa!"
Well, because you don't admit you play RuneScape when you're
Right.
even on the bus. You say,
Exactly.
"I'm watching porn."
Exactly.
That was so funny.
Right. Exactly. No one ever admits they play RuneScape, so we never ever spoke about it until one day I saw him playing RuneScape at his house just by accident, because I think I had just come over because I couldn't find him, and I went to his house. So that was like last resort. But anyway, yeah. I really would love to get him on, but he's just not. He's also kind of an enigma as well, so I can't promise that either. But we've already got a solid amount of people, as well as a bunch of all of the soundboard clips are there as well. The RRman had saved up all of the Elite Show promos he had that he's done. He forked over as well, so there's tons of that is on there as well.
Please tell me he's got the rabbit-proof fence on there.
I don't know. I'd have to go through them all.
I hope he's got the rabbit-proof fence on there.
He's got the folders. There's going to be at least like 30 different audio files. I'd have to go through them all. In total, there's at least like 6, 7, maybe probably more hours of audio in total. And it was fun. I'm going to be editing it this weekend, whether or not we get these interviews or not. Whoever finishes, I'm finishing the interviews full stop Sunday, because I'm shipping them out Monday. So, I'm beginning to ship them out Monday at least, because I'm going to begin editing them on Sunday. It doesn't take that long to just pull out the audio from the video, because what's going to happen is the audio will be available online for anyone who purchases them always. So if you lose your USB stick or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can always get the audio online via Patreon. But so I'm going to get that up, and then there's also video versions of it as well if you want to look at me for whatever reason. So that will be there as well. So I have to rip the video from the audio, so I'm also going to have the smaller versions of the audio, obviously. So you can't fit the video on the stupid USB sticks. So that's really just what that is, and some of them I might clean up just a tiny bit, but that's about it. It doesn't require too much work. I'm really I'm really happy to have done it because it was fun to look back on something that I've actually done, because I haven't really done anything substantial.
Mm. It was actually, when talking about it, it was fun to sort of think. I hadn't actually realized I've been playing the game for 8 years now. So yeah, I was like, oh wow, yeah, it's 8 years and so many changes in that time.
Right. I know. And I mean, that's what's great about, doing the podcast is the
Mm.
game changes so much that doing the podcast helps, I think,
Oh yes.
people, you know?
Mm.
So I'm just posting the podcast.
That's okay.
But anyway, we are going to get into the show right now. I think I have no more real announcements. So if we want to get into the first topic, we can do so right now.
Yep.
That is Maw enhancers, I believe, right?
Yes. So it's, yeah. I mean, it's not really a patch week. But it's a very light update week. So it's a proper update, but it's a light one.
Right. So since we're leaping into action this week, tackling all kinds of issues, most importantly, we've made some changes to the Motherload Maw enhancers and action bars. Plus, we've got some sweet new merch in stock. And actually, I sent you a link to that. I don't know if you saw that as well. I really want it, Pyrn. It's priced really accordingly as well. Like, did you see it? You need
I
to
didn't.
check your PMs. I sent it to you. It's
Okay.
It's a desk mat. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's so. I've seen the desk map and
They
I want it.
they got OSRS all over it though.
I know. That's the one thing. It doesn't have our Eastern lands. We've got a little note saying Eastern lands with an arrow pointing, but they've put in that new continent that they've put over there.
Yeah, they've got.
I want to
Corrin.
see. Yeah, I want to see an actual proper RS3 one. Once the Land Out of Time comes out, we
Right.
have the new area there. I would purchase that if they did one that had the Eastern Lands and the new island on it. I will purchase it.
Yeah.
I don't care how much it'll cost.
I'm not saying I'm boycotting this, but I'm not purchasing this because it has Corrin on it.
I don't mind it having Corrin on it. What I
joking.
object to is that it doesn't have all of RS3, which is supposed to be the main game.
Right.
Again, Mod Pip's conspiracy theory. He's an OSRS lover.
And all that's I think it's fine to be an OSRS lover.
Yes,
as long as
but-
you're also a RuneScape 3 lover. I mean,
Exactly.
they're both your products.
You're the CEO. You've got to support both.
Exactly.
And I do joke about
Yeah.
that. I mean, Mod
Right.
Pips obviously, does support both games,
Right.
but it's just
Anyway, here
before I get yelled at again for
you get put in your place.
actually speaking of getting yelled at again, I've got a video I made 5 or 6 years ago, the Curse of Zaros mini quest, back when I was doing sort of a lot of the mini quests and things. It's over 5 years old anyway, and it's got nearly 20,000 views on it. I didn't realize until
Wow.
I had this comment on it. Anyway, someone sent me a comment saying, "Thanks for letting me know that I had to be sculled when I went into the bandit camp, you wanker." And I'm sitting there going, "What are you talking about?" And I've had a look. It's like, that happened in 2016. This video was made in like 2014.
Why didn't you update your video, Pyrn? Did you put a warning, Pyrn?
It was just so funny. This guy's so butthurt. It's like, well, really? If you go into the bandit camp, that you have to be sculled. Sure.
I get it.
Uh.
I mean, my video that gets, unfortunately, I made a video for awareness for the Twitch scammers that do the the phishing.
Yes.
The fake streams. I have a video on my channel that is for awareness, obviously, saying, hey, this is what they look like, here's how to avoid them, this, yada, yada, yada. Unfortunately, every single comment that I get is people saying, I fell for it. You know,
Yeah.
is just people complaining that it happened to them. It's never anyone saying, "Oh, thank you for educating me." It's always
Yeah.
someone saying, "Shit, this happened to me." You know,
I know.
it's more of a support group than anything
Hmm.
else, and that's not really that wasn't my intention. But you know, I'm glad to be of some service. But you know, whatever. Anyway, I'll continue along here, I guess.
Yes, let's get onto this.
We're changing the way Motherlode Maw enhancers are obtained from the Motherlode Maw work. To begin with, they will no longer be items, but don't worry, your enhancers will still be they'll still exist as passive effects, which can be toggled on and off. To do so, simply speak to Wythen in the Myler area of Prifdinus, who can also tell you how much charges remain on your enhancers. Enhancers also are toggled off by default. Every time you would usually gain an enhancer, you will be gaining charges on your passive enhancers. On login, your enhancers will be removed from your bank or inventory, leaving you with up to 16 free bank slots. Enhancers from Slayer Bounty or Elite Dungeon reward shops have not been changed and must be held in your inventory to be used. So those remain the same. But everything else has been switched up.
Yeah, and I think this goes along with the passive abilities. What they're doing with the Comcape tweak, the Comcape Ninja fix, as I like to class it as, where they're sort of making it as a passive thing, and it's good to see them thinking about other things that they can do that with as well now. So rather than having to take those and activate them, because I always forget about them,
Right.
it just makes it a lot easier.
Indeed. Action bar fixes as well. The changes this week center around how certain items function when placed on the action bar. The Crystal Teleport Seed, the Enhanced Lyre, and certain items of jewelry will now teleport the player when used from the action bar. If you're crafty enough to own a scrimshaw or 2 or 3, they can now be activated and deactivated using the action bar. Finally, when placing objects onto the action bar, their icons will now refresh correctly. So that's pretty handy. I'm especially happy about the Crystal Teleport Seed.
Yeah, just click it now. So, because I wear it and having to right click and open teleports and all that's a pain in the bum. So now you can have it sort of there.
Can you choose which one you want it to go to?
No, it'll just open up so that
okay.
you
and then you
click
choose the
yes.
number. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What was it doing before?
Well, if you wear it, because like I wear it on my farming run to hold it, if you wear it, it removes it. It doesn't. So you got to right click to do the teleport option from the worn slot.
Yeah.
If it's in your inventory, it's fine. But when you're doing a farming run, you want all the inventory spots you can have.
If you had it equipped before, would it just have the remove option? Is that
it just removed? Yes.
That's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was there anything worthy of talking about in the patch notes?
In the patch notes, there was just a couple. When placing objects onto the action bar, the icons will now refresh correctly. I don't know if other people had this, but it was like you'd put something on there and all of a sudden something totally different would show up, like the one before that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good one there. There was also the keybind follow action now calls the function of your selected left click option. So when you have it keybound on your familiar, it'll do the keybound option, not just the first option.
Good.
That was a good one. And in the ninja fixes, if you inspect a herb patch, you're not sure what seed you planted. I don't know why you wouldn't, but anyway, it'll tell you what plant is there now. And they've also added Menaphos and Sophanum Underground to the world map.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. And of course, don't forget RuneFest, October 4th and 5th. Tickets are on sale. Grab them now. Don't forget early birds. I don't know. They might be out. I don't know. Who knows? Don't get Land out of time also. It's happening stuff. All right. Also, new merch in the store. Man, it's really pretty. I want it all, and I can't have any of it. The Angelscape's got some really cool like pins and stuff, and like keychains. Like I want it all, but I don't have money. Patreon.com/ No, just kidding. Moving along. Majorat Aura update. This is something apparently we've been asking for. I as somebody who already has the Majorat Aura, I come from a place of, I guess, I don't know. Am I supposed to be like recused from this? Like,
yes, we don't worry about it because we've already got.
But like, so does my opinion not count? Like I had some Mr. Ling PM me the other day and asked me, I believe, if I had the aura, and then what I thought about it. If I thought, if it was okay for people to buy it for 1,000 repoints, and I was like, I don't care. Like,
no, I don't care either. If it's there, it's there. It's Reaper points, so it's something you have to earn in game. I mean, adding new things to earn in game, I don't care if they were things from my previous.
The only problem with this, I think, is the fact that you can bypass it with bonds.
Again, I don't even mind that because it's still bringing money into the game. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like pay to win, as they call it. I don't really class this as pay to win. I find it a nice way to get what was a pretty good aura into the hands of players who might have missed out on it. I mean, we say all the time that these auras that were sort of a once a year thing. Yeah, if they release it a year or two later, you can buy it for bonds. You can earn it through Reaper points. As long as it's earnable in game and not just purchasable, I'm fine. Now, if you could only buy it through bonds, then I think there would be an issue. But the fact that I can spend Reaper points or I can spend some real dollars, it doesn't matter. It gives people that option, and right. I think that's what we need is to allow people to have those options on those things.
I agree, and having the option is fine. I would have gone a little higher in the bond price just to make it a little more competitive because 60
wasn't it 3 bonds?
Yeah, 3 bonds is like not that much. Because you can
60 mil, I suppose
60 million is not that much.
But what's six? That's $18 you're paying. Technically, a bond is worth $6.
Yeah.
So you sort of got to look at it.
You can grind out that GP though and buy those bonds.
Oh yeah, very easily.
That's so you can bypass the cash value of those bonds with GP very simply, and get the aura by going to Telos and have that aura in literally 5-10 minutes. Literally, you could get 1 drop. Have that aura, boop, done, because you got a drop, and whatever. That's that's why I'm just saying maybe it should be like 5 bonds, but whatever.
Maybe 5 bonds would have probably been.
I'm not going to complain either
deal,
way.
But exactly. I mean, good on them bringing something in that is, as long as it's earnable in game. I have no issue. That's
as long as you can earn it.
That's always been my thing. Yep.
Yeah, as long as you can earn it in game. And another big thing, having a path to an item that is a DPS boost for players that is not a discontinued path. Like, that's not fair. Like, making sure that path is not discontinued is just fixing the game. Like, that just needed to happen, and we can't complain about that. This needed to happen. And
correct.
There was a compromise that had to be made here. And yes, the 3 bonds kind of sucks, but whatever. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too, unfortunately.
That's it.
I'll continue on here, I suppose. However, as it has also been available as purchased previously, we don't want those with little interest in obtaining all those Reaper points to miss out. And that is a big thing here. Like, you have to understand, I paid for this aura, right? Like, that's also true. Like, I didn't Reaper point this aura up. I bought it in a Premier Club package. So stop your belly aching. These people shouldn't just because they missed the bus on the Premier Club, now they have to go and jump through a bunch of hoops. Now you're getting a little, draconian. Therefore, the Magrat aura will be also available in exchange for 3 bonds, which is at the moment in time equates to a gold amount of approximately 65 million. It should also go without saying that if you signed up for Premier Club in 2016, that the Magrat aura is also unlocked on your account and available to use.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's still going. It's still always been available for us.
And I'm just glad that now it's available for everyone, so at least that unlocks, I think, some more options for PVM teams for a lot of people. At least people can't complain of saying that, I have that 5% DPS, people won't play with me.
As long as they don't bring that 50% back, the once a week 50% or once a month 50% boost you could get. That was
I used that to try and defeat Nomad, and I still died.
Yeah, I think I used it once, and I just kept forgetting about it.
Any chance of getting some of the other top auras? Furthermore, we've also been treating this as a pilot for the possible release of other auras previously available via the Premier Club in the future, depending on the reaction of the initial offer. But rest assured, the Magrat aura will be available to everyone for good, regardless of what happens with other similar auras. If you have any more questions or suggestions, members of the RuneScape team will be available to chat in our official Discord server in the Magrat aura discussion channel for tomorrow, June 19th, for the rest of the week. There you go.
Yep. And as I said, it's great. And introducing those other auras, because people say, but I was a Premier Club, I got that, and I should, it should be mine exclusively. No, it shouldn't. You've had it exclusive for a year.
Right.
If probably not the following year, but, if they leave a year gap, so, I got it in my Premier Club for 2016 and 2018. They release it for sale for bonds or earnable off your Reaper points. Great.
Right.
The Pantheon aura, that was a good one too. I don't know if that's still active.
That one was used so badly by PVMs.
I know. And again, as long as fix it, make sure it's not overpowered, and introduce it again in that way in a fixed version. Great, bring it in, and those Premier Club members still get to use it and keep it. Right. They don't have to pay for it, but everyone else it's open to too. Especially if someone started the game at Christmas time. They've never had the opportunity to get that because they weren't playing, and I do think that that opportunity should be awarded to them.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and if that's another thing is you can't go back in time if you weren't playing back then. That was another big point that I think is valid. You can't take that back, and that's also not fair. And there's also something to be said about exclusivity, and some people like that, but whatever.
Exclusive, you've had it exclusive, for a year or two. Right. That's fine. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. Exactly. I mean, it's like
don't be a Scrooge.
That's right. It's like your new release. It's like going to the cinema. I can go in the cinema and see it. You pay top dollar to go to the movies to see it, or I'll wait 6 months, wait for it on DVD, and get it for $5, and the whole family can sit and watch it.
Right. Exactly. Different experiences, but hey, it's what you pay for and what you want. How you want to get it.
Yep. I want it straight away and get that full use out of it for all that extra time. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Right on. Moving along here. This next article intrigued me and made me giggle a little bit because now I have RuneScape 3 on my phone, and I'd say probably 150,000 other people do, but this is an overly optimistic article. Maybe they know something I don't. This comes from the AndroidSoul.com, and the article is entitled The Best Upcoming Android Games of 2019. Number 3, RuneScape. The new one, not the old one, is what it says in parentheses, which is what really got me. I was like, yeah, they really That's the
But
real
again,
catcher there. Like, they care.
if you look at the games that are there, Dxthelb, I don't know. Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, obviously it's a Harry Potter thing. Everyone loves Harry Potter.
Yeah.
RuneScape, Diablo. I mean, so many people play Diablo, and Minecraft. You know, I can sort of see, because they have huge followings normally, on desktops and things like that. You can sort of see why these are the top anticipated games, because, as I said in the pre-show, no one's going to be sitting there excited about Candy Crush 2's coming out in summer. I don't know if it is or whatever's coming out on that, but
Sure.
just to use that as a point,
Right.
that is a purely mobile game that you just sort of play when it's there. These are games that sort of have a huge following base and want that coming out.
Right.
And
Queen of Blaze is saying that they should have released the Pantheon on the Dwarf Aura first, because it was we've been waiting for that for way longer.
Yeah, but no one's called for that. I mean, people have been screaming for the Magebit Aura, so that, I think, is the reason they've done it, because that's the one most people have been calling, or the maybe not most people, but the loudest calls have been for that Aura. And I actually forgot all about my Dwarven Instinct Aura. I haven't used it
in a long time as well, and that might be a reason. I think that's probably a reason why nobody has
you sort of forget about it.
Has used it.
But again, if this Magebit goes well, then we'll see Dwarven Instinct, we'll see Pantheon, we'll see those other ones coming out, and as I said, well and good for those people.
Yeah,
I like to see that.
I would like to see all of them released again. So this article here says, while the original RuneScape is far from new, the mobile part of modern RuneScape, or RuneScape 3, rather, as it is the latest iteration of the game dating all the way back to 2001, is big, big news for mobile gaming. Old school RuneScape, with its choppy 2.5D graphics, was one of the forerunners of the browser-based gaming back in the time when flash games were really your only option if you didn't want to download anything. And back then, it was huge. A lot of us remember mining ore like it was a full-time job, living under constant fear of being hacked, and savoring the adrenaline rush that came with its open-world PvP zones, where where defeat meant losing everything. Sorry, my mouth got really dry there. Everything. Seriously, old school RuneScape PvP meant more children crying than the crocodile hunting being stabbed to death by a stingray.
That's
wow.
That's a yeah. I don't know
dark.
if you can sort of make that type of joke at the moment, but anyway,
that's
poor Steve Irwin.
That's effing dark, man. Yeah, I don't.
Yes, we had booked into. No, we'd booked into Australia Zoo to meet Steve Irwin on a holiday once, because he was going to be there, and he was doing a big talk. So we booked all our holiday around that time, and that's when he got stabbed. And we're sitting there, and we heard about it like 3 days before we were due to meet him, and it's like, oh no,
he was a global
such a sad
treasure.
time. He was.
His family still is, honestly.
Yeah, well, and I mean the thing with Steve was, it was the cameraman who got in the way and scared the stingray, so it lashed out at Steve. Because the cameraman actually swum in front of it to trying to get the good shot, and caused it to flick back, and anyway,
that's horrible.
Yes,
the new school version of RuneScape, with its enhanced graphics and features coming to mobile, it's great news for those looking for a real full-fledged MMORPG to play on their phone, so they can never get any work done again. The best thing about RuneScape is how flexible it is. Whatever you want out of an MMORPG, RuneScape has it. Crafting, questing, combat, PvP, exploration, it can accommodate all tastes. These There are massive worlds built for exploration without any level restrictions, a quest system that leans on compelling storytelling with none of that go kill 3,000 storm goblins for the delicious experience. Nonsense. 27 diverse skills to master, all the way from the predictable strength, defense, magic, and crafting to totally unique, unexpected, like prayer, dungeoneering, fire making, construction, divination, and a bunch of other wacky skills. The possibilities are endless. If you want to go full-fledged murder machine and slay dragons, demons, and subterranean skeletons, or prefer to go more Martha Stewart route and focus on cooking, crafting, and artisan skills, go for it. Do whatever you want. You have a huge open world to explore without level locks. If you want a game with a huge player base, sick PvP, and tons...
He's remembering.
Yeah,
there's a guy who hasn't played it since 2009.
Yeah, and tons of game-related content with an active, engaging community to boot. The door is open now. And the best part is, now you can do it all on the toilet. Ah, technology. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that while the game can deliver many hours of fun and adventure without paying the monthly $8 or $40 for 6 months subscription fee, most of the game is reserved for paying members with the greatly expanded freedom of movement, access to exclusive skills, and members-only mini-games and quests, and a bunch of only other stuff. Yeah, they've gotten most of the sticking points right.
Yeah.
I'm interested in wondering, though. They say release date is expected summer 2019. I wonder if they know something we don't know.
Are they just going to go straight to Android and worry about iOS down the track?
Right? Like, do you think?
Well, if they get Android working properly, much as I want it on iOS because I want to play it on my iPad. But yeah, the hype and everything that's been going on for so long, I think if they've got an Android version ready to go that is not going to crash and everything and is going to give the good game experience, I don't see why they wouldn't just do Android. I know a lot of people yell and scream and such, but I mean, get it out there, get it in the hands of the players, and get iOS out as soon as you can after that. But
my thoughts are open beta this summer, like August. I think we're going to see an open beta for Android in August.
Yep. I hope so.
And I think we're going to see a closed beta for iOS by Christmas. That's my guess. Anyway, moving along, if you wouldn't mind giving my voice a little break and
certainly
pick up on the TLDW.
I can do that. Let me just get set up here
No
to
worries.
kill these guys and make sure I'm all potted up. Beautiful. Okay. TLDW 439, Land Out of Time. We are hoping we can cold fix the game tomorrow to address the action bar issues. If we cannot cold fix tomorrow, we will be doing it on Monday. The enhancer bug fixed, but is unable to reimburse lost enhancers. So obviously when they ripped out that, people lost a bunch. So I haven't even looked at mine, so I wouldn't even have a clue what I had in there because I was always forgetting to take them.
You only lost some if you touched them and actually try to transfer some over to another person yourself. So if you haven't done anything yourself, you haven't lost anything. So just don't touch them until Monday.
Yeah, well, that was last Monday anyway. So I think they were all taken out of my bank. Because all of a sudden I've got all these extra bank spaces. I'm thinking, what?
I don't know if they've cold fixed this yet.
I
don't know if they've cold fixed this bug yet. That's all I'm saying. They said they might cold fix it tomorrow, aka 2 days ago, which would mean it may have been cold fixed. But,
otherwise next Monday.
But it may be next Monday. I cannot promise that it has been fixed because
fair enough.
Don't have an actual JMod update on that. But anyway, continue.
Yep. The Marjorite Aura, it is going to be in-game on July 29. So that is a month and a bit away. So remember that. It's not sort of
Save the
June
date.
29. It is July 29.
All right.
It'll, as we said before, 1,000 Reaper points to unlock or 3 bonds. It will be available to RRman. It won't be part of the Reaper Store trim requirement, so you don't have to buy it if you don't want to have the Reaper Store trim. And if players are happy with the way it's implemented, they will look at other Premier Club exclusive like the Dwarven Instinct Aura. So they did actually mention that one too. So there you go, Hana.
Very nice.
Possible new titles. They're looking at a possible clue log title. And there is a picture of that in there, which it is basically... Okay, that's just from Twitter, so I won't worry about looking at that. Golden of the Prey Soul for completing the AOD drop log, so they're introducing a new achievement for AOD. Golden Reaper for all boss collection logs, excluding Golden Prey Soul. Games should always have that holy crap moment. We lost that a little with boss pet thresholds. Not that bad luck mitigation is a bad thing. Then why did you add the Vitalis threshold? Pitchforks and torches coming at me, to be totally honest. Also, it wasn't my content, and there was a lot of discussion. So they're sort of sad that they added thresholds to bosses, boss pet drops.
Interesting.
Which I agree. I mean, yeah, boss thresholds are good, and I think I mentioned at the start I got the Dagonoth Kings 7.5k kills for all 3 of them.
It's because it gets easier, is what they're saying. Like it's gonna.
Yeah,
happen.
as you go on. But Kree had a 2,000 a 2k threshold. And it took me 6,500 kills to get the Kriara pet. So, even though there are thresholds, some pets, it still does rely on RNG a bit. And I don't like the fact that there are thresholds. I like that pure luck factor. But especially if you're doing boss logs, I think you should have a threshold where it does get easier. If you want that Golden Reaper, you shouldn't have to go 100,000 kills dry on a creature just because you got really, really bad luck.
BHS, and I've not played RS3 since 2017. I play OSRS now. I kind of want to get back into RS3. I have no idea where to start. My bank is at like 10 million. The sky's the limit, buddy. You can go anywhere you want from there.
If you got decent farming, start off the farming. Have a look at your player-owned farms.
We're actually
the mining and smithing now. You can make a lot of gear yourself to get yourself going. To get started.
We're about to read an article here called "Farming for Membership."
Yeah.
In this show that literally will explain how to make enough money using the farming skill to pay for your membership. So you can use that guide, and apply that money to whatever you want. You don't have to pay for your membership with it. But anyway, welcome to the show.
Welcome back to RS3 from the private server game.
and welcome back to Runescape Weekly on YouTube. It's been a while since we've been streaming on that end.
Now they do have the new map that we were discussing earlier as a desk map. For the full world of Gillinor,
right.
And as we were saying before, it does have what was that continent called?
Corinth,
yeah. I think. But the Eastern Lands is not shown there, and it doesn't show the new the new Land Out of Time.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called yet.
Thing. So I hope
calling it Earthen, but I don't think that's what it's called.
It's something like that, yeah. Oracle, Oricon, something like that. But anyway, yeah, I'll just call it the Land of Dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But it looks really, really good, and I hope they do release an exclusive RS3 version of that, because I would definitely spend the money on a proper RS3 version.
Me too.
Bank placeholders. The update is going well, and hopefully we'll have a beta in the near future. So they are still going to beta on that, which is a fantastic idea. And sorry, I just need to get out of here because I finished that Slayer task and I don't want to die while I am talking. Comp Cape rework implied release June 24. Halo poll is in the process of being made. So Comp Cape, I mean, it's not as we said before, it's more of just a tweak now. They've patched a few things. A few of the ideas like making it a passive on the player and such. They have kept, so that is all fantastic. But all the other stuff obviously is not there anymore. Land out of time. No RRman limitations on the island. There are no requirements to go to the island. The island is not instance, but Big Game Hunter is. We'd love to answer a lot more questions, but discovery is also necessary, and there's still loads of surprises for release. And that's good. I don't want to know all about it before it comes out. I want to go and explore. That's why I love doing quests and things like that.
It's been bad for the show, but it's also going to be very good on release. For the show, because it'll probably make for a really good episode. Like day one, we'll have a really fun exploration show. I think probably have like a really long show that day, and it'll be really fun, and the payoff will be good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. I mean, yes, we don't have a lot of stuff to talk leading up, but once it is released, we're going to have a ton of stuff. So you sort of weigh one off against the other, and it all works out in the end.
Right.
You can expect some Master Quest Cape, Comp, and Trim Cape requirements. There are achievements, but not a task. Oh, no task set. I like my task sets. Breaking the Storm, that was going to be this week's release. They pushed it out to the 24th of June. The Elite Woodcutting outfit fragments will be released at the same time. The new Maul will be affected by Maul class from the Weapon Diversity update. No one-time broadcasts on the island, and no salty or sandy equivalent on release. Definitely something we've discussed. So again, see, I like those achievements where they put those type of things in. So hopefully it's something that they will add in the future.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
No, go. Yep.
No, I have nothing useful to say.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the salty and sandy titles, I mean, they're fun for people like myself who just like to just go and just do those type of things where you're bored, you're not sure what to do. Hey, let's just go and do some of these.
Those types of things, those types of titles are frivolous to me. They don't bother me, but they're not something I will do unless there is a reward attached to them.
Yeah. See, and for me, I don't care about the title, but it is that just the progress. Oh, I've got to go and do this and do this. It gives you achievements to goals to set and run through. That's what I've always loved, and that's why I was so disappointed, obviously, about them dropping the Comp Cape rework and just doing what they've done on it. And have you got that picture to put up for people? Can you put that up?
Which one? What do you want me to put up?
The little cartoon you had on the Comp Cape rework. I just want everyone to have a look at that.
Yeah, sure. Of the book.
The book, yeah, the book one.
Yeah, sure.
So this is
I got a screen cap. 1 sec. So we got Shawnee on the couch with his little book here.
Yeah, and that's really what they have done. They've dumbed it down so much. It's gone from reading Jurassic Park down to a little kid's dinosaur book. And I just thought that was so appropriate. Just wanted everyone to have a little bit of a chuckle about that as well. But anyway, moving on.
The look on her face too is just like really.
I know, it's just perfect. The Slayer that's on the island, Laniakea, which means immense heavens in Hawaiian. Level 90 Slayer and 120 combat will give 2 more points per task than Morvran. There will be a new cluster of tasks. Instead of assigning red dragons, we'll just assign dragons and let you choose which ones you want to kill, similar to corrupted creatures or soul devourers.
This is how I'm getting 120.
Again, yeah. So again, you get dragons. If you feel like just laying back and going and killing some iron dragons, you can. If you want to go and really go properly and do the rune dragons, you run up there. So that's great. I do love that.
It's rune dragons all day, every day, baby.
Taken Morven's list and removed some of the lower tier creatures and shifted around some weights. Full list of tasks assigned will be given when the update goes live. There will probably be no new shop unlocks. Investigator giving her an outfit as an overwrite, but it flares too much and would require a male version. Again, I mean, it's nice to have those unlocks and things like that. And again, it's something that they could look at down the track. Maybe there'll be a quest on there, and you can then get her outfit as a quest reward. There's different things that they can do. You don't have to do all these things on release. You can always go back and do
if this island is super popular.
Exactly.
You can allocate more resources to it later.
Exactly right. There will be 2 new clusters of Slayer creatures, Vile Blooms and Dinosaurs, between levels 90 and 114. Why only 114? Having the gaps at the top end leaves room for reward spaces in the future, which makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Vile Blooms, these plants are very different from what we've done before with Slayer creatures. We don't have many static Slayer creatures aside from wall beasts, incorporating more environmental special attacks. The dinosaurs probably can be stored in a personal Slayer dungeon, but the Vile Blooms can't due to them needing the environments for their attacks. They will be non-aggressive. They hit like a truck. No requirements for the Slayer creatures, but we are aware there is an avenue of players want us to return to. Yeah, I mean, I like you have to have this level before you can get that. I like having requirements, item requirements on Slayer creatures.
Me too. Yeah, that's something that a lot of people have been wanting. Good.
Yeah, normal drop system, so you're not going to have a chest system like the Sophenum dungeon.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I love the idea of the Sophenum dungeon at first, but exactly right. If you want to solely AFK, go down there. But if you want to do proper Slayer, come here. Now, the big thing is the agility. Take a while to go around the full course. It's going to take around 6 minutes. Completion time and can quick chat fastest lap. It has a pet chance. You can double surge / escape. We didn't do barge because it's already mutated and it does damage. The 2 charges have independent cooldowns. Mobile perk affects both charges. Not called, mutated, etc. No name change. Surge and escape still share a cooldown, and that means across charges too. So you can't escape with one charge and surge with the other. Surge would be on cooldown. No visual indicator that you have 2 charges. How long will it take to unlock the codices? Depending on how good you are at the agility course, by implication, the agility course has some skill-based aspects. You roll for the loot per lap finish, similar to the Heffen course. You need to do every obstacle on the course to qualify for a roll. We're still discussing whether we roll per obstacle as well. Won't be on the unlock all abilities achievement. You gather pages and build a codex, so there will be no broadcast. And there will be a Herblord D&D, which will be weekly, not daily. So that's interesting too, a Herblord D&D. Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
One hopefully that works well.
Yeah, it better give more than 10,000 XP. I'll be very upset if it gives 10,000 XP a week. So...
Oh, and I'd like a chance, then there might be something, some sort of reward if you do so many that you get a chance at sort of unlocking that help you in normal Herblore as well. See, I like good rewards rather than just XP on those D&Ds. But, we'll see what happens there. But it really sounds... I'm really looking forward to this update. They've sort of... I was very salty on them, obviously, with what they did with Comp Cape. But, hey, they've made one stuff up for me in the last 18 months. you can forgive them for that. And this really sounds like it's going to more than make up for that.
I agree. This sounds like an amazing update. Everything that you have read here sounds excellent. It appeals to both skillers and PVMers to some degree. It's got a little bit of combat,
a little bit of everything,
and I'm excited. I'm excited for the discoverability. I'm excited for the new monsters. I'm just excited, and I wasn't excited originally because they have been talking about Fossil Island since 2003.
Yeah, and I think this is that good next evolution of Fossil. I mean, they they put Fossil Island into old school because they saw how many people were sort of jumping up and down for it. So old school got in first and did it, and I think this is that great next evolution where it is it's a similar type of thing, but it is exclusively RS3 content. I think they have how it's described and such. I think that they've really done well. Fingers crossed that it all goes to plan.
Indeed. Shall we move along now?
We shall move along.
All right. Next up, we have a topic in regards to the price of the the aura. It says 1,000 Reaper points for something worth 3 bonds isn't sensible because you can just spend 900 points on 3 Hydrixes and then sell them for approximately enough cash for 3 bonds, says Lee's perspective. Bonds are around 25 million because of the announcement, and incomplete Hydrixes are around 25 million, give or take a few mil. I know the price. So that's something that's a little bit silly at the moment.
And that's where I think your idea of five bonds probably would have been better. Make it 100 mil. So yeah.
But so it's, again, I think it exposes this maybe as a slight bond grab, but what can you do? They can't. I mean, they could still up the bonds. It's not too late. It hasn't come out yet. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I think I mean, looking at it now, because bonds are $6 each, so it's $18. I think $30 would be a more reasonable ask. I don't think that's too much, considering it was that when that Margaret Aura was out, it was $120 for the Premier Club at that time. Right. So I think adding an extra bond or two to the cost wouldn't be detrimental.
Me either. Sorry about that. Shall I continue along then? Because that's not really much of a discussion there. We've basically exposed they basically exposed a pretty big problem there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd already touched upon that earlier anyway when we were talking about it. So I think that's right.
All right, we'll continue on then. How to pay for a membership with just player-owned farms. This is by Kabu Maru, and they say, "Hi there. I currently pay for my membership using only player-owned farms and noticed a lot of people sharing this misinformation around and wanted to post at least a little of my knowledge to help people out. That being said, my current setup is 2 dragons in each large pen with Studley, 2 Zygos in each medium pen with Joyful and no food, Chinchambas in the rest, including 4 Chins in the breeding pen, all with at least Studley. Assuming you want to sell them fast, you can sell the Chins for 60k, unchecked, sell them for more on the GE. 70 to 90k each. The baby ones go for 150k, and the dragon eggs will sell for 200k each. You can sell more if you are willing to take the time, assuming you only check once per day.
Just when he's saying with the unchecked, don't forget if you want to do that, you do need to unlock the babysitter for each pen.
Right. So hold all these extra things, I assume.
Yeah. Well, because when you breed them yourselves, the animals have their traits on them. There is the baby. I think it's a babysitter or whichever one it is, which will keep them as unchecked for you.
Gotcha. Okay. So 8 Chins is 480k a day, 2 Zygos is 300k a day, and 2 Dragons gets you another 300k a day. You can use Yaks and get basically the same rate, though they sell slower. 4 to 8 Pen Chins is about 500k a day, totaling about 1.6 million a day. This alone will pay for a bond every 14 days. For extra credit, I also purchase 6 Adolescent Dragons, 8 Adolescent Zygos, and 12 Adolescent Chins every time the vendor is up. 300k, 200k, and 75k each. With these prices, Dragons cost 150 GP beans, Zygos cost 235 GP per bean, and Chins cost 300 GP per bean. Making wines, you can expect about 300 GP per bean, so the totals come out to Dragons being about 800k per day, Zygos about 400k per day, and Chins about 150k per day, totaling about 1.350k, or being 1.3. I have trouble with Ks that are over 1,000.
Yeah, I mean 800k and then 1.35 million is what you should say.
Yeah. Assuming you didn't get any of the animals for your cheaper, don't match any of the vendor's preferred animal traits. I do on Zygos and Dragons, and you don't have any Master Farmer pieces, totaling about 3 million a day. Bond prices at about 1.6 million a day. To make money with the second method, you need 99 farming and 92 cooking. Purchase sun-dried seeds with your beans. You can go to any hops patch. Plant the dry seeds and harvest the grapes and frog pouches. Don't forget, you can note your produce with the leprechaun for free. The farming cape will speed up the process, and the green fingers aura, you can extend that of course, can really improve the yield. Drop and use magic notepaper on the swamp lizards, as they can be noted with the leprechaun. You have to make the grapes into wine to be able to sell it. Overall, it takes about an hour to fully produce 100 sun-dried beans, 40,000 beans, while semi-AFK. Well, which comes out to around 10 million per hour. So there you go. Those are multiple different methods there. There's 2 different methods there to make just for farming.
And at the moment, if you are high enough, if you've bred blacks and royal dragons, go to World 2. A lot of the elite PVMers are buying what they call perfect breeding pairs. Dragons are selling for upwards of 20 mil. The Zygos and such are around 10 mil. So yeah, if you've got a lot of beans and such, just re-roll your traits till you get the perfect breeding pairs. Go there and sell them.
What is considered a perfect breeding pair?
Perfect breeding pairs, ones that give you the shiny pets. So with say you're doing Zygos, just make sure you've got Radiance and the Radiant, the Sparkling.
Gotcha.
The Brilliant, yeah. So Radiant, because Radiant's only a 3rd slot, and Brilliant is the 2nd slot. Sparkling is the 1st slot, so you can do that. With your Dragons, it's the Poison Breath, Shock Breath, and Frost Breath.
Yeah.
To get your shinies. So they're what they call perfect breeding pairs for shinies.
Gotcha.
And they sell for. On World 2, just go to World 2, stand at the farm and say perfect breeding pairs and get your money there.
Daniel, how you doing? Welcome. Good information. I did not know that about the perfect breeding pairs.
Well, that's that comes from David.
I see.
So I'll give a shout out to the where the information come from for that one.
Good stuff. Next up, we got stuff on gold titles. This is coming from Maximum Trade, who says, if PVMers are getting gold titles for everything imaginable, skillers should get gold titles for 120s and 200 millions. It's only fair. I mean, I'm slightly biased, but I agree. 120 in all and 200 million in all, I think that deserves a gold title.
I think the 200 mil in all should be gold.
Silver
Maybe.
for
Yeah, just maybe a different color for master herbalorist or something like that. If you got 120 in herblore, if they're not going to give us a cape, give us a title.
Right. Yeah, come on.
You know, I mean, it's a title. A title's obviously a lot easier to do than your
Right.
120 all max cape and things like
Right.
that. But
A title isn't that hard. You just some
Nah,
words.
I mean, exactly. I mean, again, a title scape, I don't really care, but if it's there to unlock, I'm going to obviously chase it and unlock it. I think there should be other things like, I think there should be, with those things, you must have all the achievements done as well for that particular skill to get the gold title, in the achievement area.
That's fine.
But yeah, I'd like to see something like that.
I just want to be recognized outwardly for my shiny 120s. That's all. Yeah. Anyway, I agree. Next up,
maybe including, if you've got the pet in that skill, then you get a gold title.
That's too easy.
Hey,
that's too easy.
You could know 120 and the pet.
Oh, 120 and
200 mil and the pet.
Okay.
Yeah,
120 and the pet. Fine.
Yeah.
All right. Next up here, I found this and I wanted to keep it for myself, so I figured other people might want it as well. It is called the Keybinding Guide by the RS Pocket Book team and Julius RS. So it's just a guide for your keybinds in RuneScape, mainly for combat and whatnot. And I'm gonna need it. It links to a Google document, and if you open it up, it shows you all the different bars for the different combat styles and where you should bind your stuff to, and definitely is going to be something I need to do because I have no combat skills and my combat bar is a mess. So
as Mike's, I'm always just changing and dragging things here and there depending if I'm AFKing or watching. That's actually good. I'm going to just bookmark that one.
So I figured this would be a good thing to share. It's in the show notes and it will be in our, it'll be on our wiki for all of history until, that blows up. But, there it is for everyone to have. Moving along, we have what do we have here? Jagex. Jagex. This is like an open letter to Jagex. Here's their stance on macroing. This has been a long time thing here. This is my Cool Bananas 69. It says Jagex, you need to make your stance on macroing clear. Now, this has been something that people have been asking for a long time. It says, with 4-tick auto attack, macroing is becoming more and more necessary to avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. A typical 4-tick auto attack rotation, ignoring sonic waves, channeled abilities, and so on, involves 2 orb attacks into equip staff, press auto, can be done in 1 tick before hand, equip wand, equip orb, attack, all in the same tick, and repeat. This is an action people have to do many hundreds of times per hour of using magic if they want a massive boost to DPS.
Now, again, I'll just say if they want a boost to, and it's not a massive boost. I think David said it's about 10 or 12% boost, which is a large enough boost, but it's not something you have to do to to play the game. It is something that a lot of people choose to do.
Yeah, it's what they choose to do to be better than their friends.
Yes.
So most people are macroing it, and more people are doing it because Jagex is not taking action upon people who macro. It's like saying, so most people are doing it because more and more people are setting houses on fire because the police are not stopping people for setting houses on fire.
Well, what gets me is some of the, even if you watch some of the live streams, apparently some of the high-level PVMers are doing it live on stream. So it's not like they can say, "Oh, we can't punish people because we're not sure if they're doing it." You've got video footage. They're streaming themselves doing it.
Yeah, no, they are blatantly doing it for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names, but at least 3/4 of the people that I PVM with freely admit to macroing, and many do it for a lot more than just 4-tick auto attack. Res, lossless G-staff, bladed dive, flanking, etc. Let me stress, bladed dive macros involve at minimum 5 input in 0.6 seconds, and usually more. When 4-ticking, it can involve 12 inputs in a single tick. Staff, auto, wand, orb, ability, main hand melee, offhand melee, queued bladed dive, click, surge, wand, orb. Yeah, right? This is why this is why I don't PVM. I was going to show a clip of someone clearly using a macro, but I don't want to make this about a witch hunt or anything. The point is, the argument, show me people who do macros, is not valid. It's not an open secret that everyone involved in high-end PVM macros or knows people who macro. In the official rules, you cannot macro. So these people who are breaking the game rules and gaining an advantage over people who don't, and yet nothing is being done. 1. Reaffirm that macroing is indeed bannable and make steps to enforce it, and may not be even enforceable to detect, which you may need to. 2. Allow an official way to bind both dual-wielding weapons to one key, so there is no longer an advantage or a similar strategy that would mitigate the advantage of macroing. Or 3. Renounce the macroing rule, which I assume is not something you want to do, as it has been left deliberately vague to both prevent botting and other extreme forms of macroing. Edit. Yeah, I fucked up with the 12 input thing, leaving it there, but it's wrong. You can't switch with dual wielding to weapon back to dual wielding, but still, let's say it's back to staff. That's 11 inputs. I'm also not saying it's common, but an example of the advantage it can give you.
And that's something David does do when he does it, and he does it all manually. I mean, his fingers are so bloody quick, that guy.
Right.
But that's it. I mean, I don't know how to do all this type of stuff. I'll never be a 4-ticker. I put one weapon on. The only switching I do is when I'm at Dagonoth Kings, because you have to switch between each boss, because they're weak to different things. I think where he says, I thought they had fixed where dual wielding, you click one and it does the equip of both. I didn't realize it didn't do that. I thought it actually did. Dual wield were bound to one key if you had it set up properly. If that's not the case, that's something I think definitely should be done. But it is really. Luftwaffles says, that sounds exhausting. I play this game to relax. And Lord Phoenix says, it's sweaty palm min-max stuff. And it is. And,
right.
there are people who love that. I mean, I don't do that type of gameplay. I'm on Revolution. I just go there. I do all my bossing on Revolution. I just kick back, relax, have fun. I don't care about fastest kill times, the GP per hour. I mean, the reason, some of the bosses like Talos and such are 60 to 100 mil an hour is because people are doing it like this and getting it. I would never make that sort of money at Talos, even if I was sort of never dying and getting a kill every time I went there, because I don't. They'll kill him in 3 minutes, where I'm taking sort of 9 or 10 minutes to kill him.
Right.
But I think it is the way this combat system is going and getting more and more convoluted, and especially now that they are going to they're looking at this weapon diversity thing. I think it is really about time they do look at something like this and allowing proper keybinds that you can do on your keyboard and such to do all this type of stuff.
They began showing off, weapon bind switches on like action bars. I don't know if you saw that, but
yep.
The beginning of that, like, that shows me that they are beginning
looking at
to
it,
look at stuff like that.
Yep. Which
So
is good, and and it's something they have to be very careful how they do, because we don't want people just botting hunter or botting mining and smithing and all that type of stuff, and we want people playing the game, and if it makes it a little easier for the person sitting in front of the keyboard, like yourself, you want to sit there and you want to learn how to go to Solak duo with David. He can say, okay, key bind these, bang, bang, bang. You know what to hit and what to type, and you can do those switches a lot easier than trying to hit 12 buttons at once or whatever it is.
right.
But it's something they've got to take care with and just make sure they get right and do it that way. But as I said, they don't really seem to be enforcing it in bossing like they do in skilling, and obviously there's a good reason for that. The people using that are in front of their in front of their computer doing it and hitting the keys and such. It's not just a program doing it all for you.
Right.
But yeah, it's it's a good discussion for Jagex to be having, I think, at this stage.
I agree. I mean, as combat gets more complicated, they really need to. So hopefully they will. It's a really uncomfortable thing for them to do, obviously, because of the botting problem. I mean, any game has that issue, but the thing is every other game that has a combat system like they have decided to adopt, they also have some form of macroing. So
yeah.
the thing is
But
they shoehorn.
what we also do is we have such an open economy, which no other game really has.
That's also true.
And that's where, because of the macroing side of things, that they do have to be vague on what's allowed, what's not allowed, because you don't want gold farmers just out there, botting trees and all your resources and such, and just crashing it on on the true skillers.
Indeed. Right on. All right. We next up here, we have a love letter to Mod Shawnee, apparently. If you wouldn't mind pulling that one off for me, because I am trying to.
Okay. To Mod Shawnee. And this does have a JMod reply, so we'll go down and read that shortly as well. You are my favourite person at Jagex, and I hope you stay there forever and never change. I know there are dozens of people that work behind you to make all this happen, but I just want you to know that you are an awesome spokesperson. If I had the interest to travel over to Runefest, I would want to shake your hand. I have now been rune crafting for almost 2 straight days, so I'm not sure if this is just me being crazy, but I think everyone in the community loves the crap out of you. Also, Mod Mohawk is really cool too. That is the first time I saw her on stream, and the energy and coziness she brought to the behind the scenes was perfect. Shout out to the person in the dino suit too. Oh, also, I'm not sure who the guy was that was telling us about the Surge Escape Ability Codex, but he seemed really chill. Probably going to crash for like 10 hours now, but I just wanted to give some love from the USA. Jagex Meadow says, I was the guy talking about the Surge and Escape up rolls. Hello. I like to consider myself pretty chill, so I'm glad you got that vibe. I've also sent this over to Mohawk and Shawnee. Thanks for your kind words. I'm just seeing if Shawnee just gives it a heart. I'm trying to see if there's one from Mohawk as well, but it doesn't look like she's responded.
I just love the positivity. It's
yeah,
it's rare.
And this is it. I mean, we've got the mods are real people. They're not they're not Jagex. They represent the company, but they are real people, and they have they have love for the game, and it's. If something does go wrong, it hurts them too. It's it's not, they haven't done it deliberately to piss you off. It's something that they've probably thought long and hard about, and if it doesn't go over properly, they're hurt just probably more than we are, because it's their sort of love child that they've tried to bring into the game and such.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, Mod Shawnee's awesome. I love Ray. Raven's brother, the one who does all the skilling stuff, whose name eludes me at the moment.
What are we talking about?
Jesus.
You say Mod Shawnee's what?
No. Mod Raven's brother, the one who does all the skilling balance. Timbo, Mod Timbo.
You lost me completely there.
No, I'm just saying all the mods that that they have some really good mods.
No, I just when you said Mod Raven's brother who does all the skilling stuff, I was like, what the? Are you
Timbo,
all
the balancing.
Yeah,
and Mod. I mean, I do. I love that Mod Mohawk still jumps on there because some of the crap that pops up on the screen as soon as she appears, from these guys who just sit in there.
I love.
Yeah, she is.
She's the best.
And she doesn't let it affect her. I mean, some of those things are really creepy and just foul. And she just lets it roll off her shoulders. So good on her.
I wonder what they have for to read the chat over there. Like, I wouldn't want to sit there and just know that that's streaming. Even they're mean to a lot of the J mods who sit there.
Exactly.
And I just I wouldn't be able to just sit there. And if there was,
I would say if someone's saying something like that to me, I'd be having words back to them.
Yeah, I would not be able to sit on the couch with a monitor streaming mean things about my physical appearance. Yeah, I'd be sitting there. Or even be like, "Hey, fucking J6 motherfucker, you think I'm fat, bitch? Come over here, I'll fuck you up."
Although, if they were doing it to me, I'd do the sarcastic thing back at them. But when they're attacking sort of my fellow workers, who I sort of get more defensive for my fellow workers than I do against myself. And especially the female ones. I don't know why. Because we used to get a lot of it. Yeah, work in sales industry, you get some creepy guys in, and just the way they do it.
Timbo,
I used to get. Yeah.
Timbo and Raven are not really brothers. You just meant in the in the design department sense. They work closely together.
Very close together, yes.
Next up, we have some.
No, Timbo's brother did work there, but I think he left, didn't he?
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I know Timbo's brother does work there. Yeah. Or did work there.
Ooh, I believe it. A lot of people have worked at RuneScape. I wish one of them was me. Unfortunately, not yet. Someday. Don't worry, they'll get desperate enough eventually. Next up here, we have an article. We're getting towards the end here. We're getting towards the trash. Popular RuneScape streamer banned for using a homophobic slur. This article is by Meg Bethany Cope, coming from Deserto.com. It's popular Twitch streamer Alfred Alfie Laurie? I don't know. Has been banned from the platform after using a homophobic slur during his recent RuneScape broadcast. Gonna guess which version of RuneScape it was?
Of course.
Twitch is known
the official private server game. That's who it was. Mod Crow was Raven's brother.
Mod Crow. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Crow, Raven. There you go.
Yeah.
Twitch is known for its heavily policed community guidelines and has no qualms for swinging the ban hammer if any user breaks them, regardless of popularity. Take Dr. Disrespect's recent ban for streaming in a public bathroom as an example. Bans usually last either 24 hours, 3 days, or 30 days, depending on the severity of the offense and whether the user has faced repercussions previously. RuneScape streamer Alfie has seemingly been banned permanently from the platform after his 24-hour ban earlier this year after a racist text-to-speech donation. Fucking idiot. What did Alfie do? During his stream, Alfie was allegedly under the influence of alcohol, which led him to break Twitch's community. I love it. No
excuse.
Yeah, blame it on the alcohol. Which led him. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I need to stop here for a sec. This really pisses me off. Where it wasn't my fault I was on drugs when I did it. It wasn't my fault I was drinking. No, you put those drugs, you put that alcohol into your body. You are responsible for it. It's not the substance's fault.
I know.
Yes, that substance made you do it, but you put that substance in there willingly.
I know.
So you are at fault.
I know, it's okay.
We get that in our courts, let people off so often because, he was drinking, he was under the influence of drugs, so, he wasn't really in control of himself. But he put it in himself.
Why am I getting crafting XP from playing this harp? Because I'm a crafty mother effer. That's why. So the alcohol made him do it. He broke Twitch's guidelines. The alcohol made him homophobic, clearly. I mean, anyone who drinks alcohol, the second you drink alcohol, you just become homophobic, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It happens. It's just like Ambien does the same thing, remember? It makes you racist. Ambien makes you racist. Alcohol makes you homophobic. It's, drugs, they're horrible. That's why we've been war on drugs is a real thing for that reason specifically. Drugs are horrible. They make you racist and homophobic. Anyway, moving along. It's not entirely clear what Alfie was doing when he was broadcasting, but it seems as though he could have been talking to a friend, as he said, you told me not to call you back, before looking at his camera and exclaiming loudly, "Suck a dick, F word." The word in question is a derogatory slur for the homosexual person, and we do not wish to repeat it here.
Or a lump of dried wood.
The person in the room with him immediately winced, shouting, "Oh!" before Alfie put his hands to his mouth in shock and sunk to the floor, stating, "I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Fuck. No, I didn't mean to say that. Viewers be warned, the following clip is not safe for work and has offensive language." So the clip is here. I assume it's uncensored, so I'm probably not going to play it. Then I'll get banned from Twitch.
Now, there is down here, someone says people get banned for saying that. It's ridiculous. I don't understand people can get so offended by a word. Now, you obviously haven't been the target of something like that. I mean, I'm heterosexual. I don't take offense to a word like that. But for someone who has grown up and had to put up with that type of stuff all their life, they can get very offended by it. And to think that just because I don't get offended by it, that someone else doesn't, it is, the world has changed. And I mean, in the 70s and 80s, well, okay, you got a pat on the back for saying things like that, but that's not the way the world is now. We need to be open, and we need to make sure that we don't, there are certain words that should never be used and said to people. I mean, this is one of those. It's just as bad as, is the word the African Americans hate to use. There's a reason these words are banned and should be banned. And I'm sorry, this guy has got exactly what he deserved. If he's done it before, you get a warning. Next time, you're done.
I don't.
And I have no issue with that at all.
If you think that this language is okay, then I don't
There's something wrong with it.
I don't think you deserve a warning. I mean, the thing that you're under the influence of alcohol, like, all right, the warning, maybe like stupid shit happens. It's like, all right, ban him for 30 days, but whatever.
Well, they banned him for 24 hours once.
Yeah. So the second time, I get it. Like, the first time was racist shit, though. Like that. Like he's just not good.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
he's just not
racism,
a good dude.
Homophobia. I mean, I'm sorry, you're a redneck and you don't deserve.
Like, welcome to old school RuneScape streams. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. I'm joking. I know, and we can't tar all of them. I mean, I'm sure there's some nice ones, but it's always seems to be this. We had the thing at JagX last year where the sexist guy, we're talking about the girl's breasts, making her uncomfortable and things like that. Now, something like this, it always seems to be those. And I like Ice Poseidon, who was one of those involved in last year's thing, has come out and says, you're too nice of a dude for this punishment. Well, no, you're not. I'm sorry. Listen, if Ice Poseidon likes you...
if Ice Poseidon likes you, you're a dick. If you think in any form that's saying something like that live on a live stream, going out there, and let's face it, there are a lot of kids who watch these type of things. I mean, we're not talking that everyone who watches these, are 18 plus. There are a lot of kids who sort of follow these guys and take their words and, oh, yeah, he said it, so it's all cool, I can say it type thing. And it just goes on. I'm sorry, we need to, that type of stuff does need to be stamped out. I know there's freedom of speech, but there's also hate speech. And this is hate speech as far as I'm concerned when you do something like that.
Right. Level saying, I'm a recovering alcoholic and I never said shit like that when I was drunk. If getting drunk brings out hateful shit, it was already inside of you. I 100% agree with that. And that's what, well, getting drunk and doing drugs will just bring, it just lowers your inhibitions. It just takes your filter away. It brings out whatever is really inside of you. And
I'm a lover when I'm drunk. I just run around hugging and loving everyone.
So you're just a hopeless romantic then. Like, that's just what you are. Like, that's fine. Like, and that's what some people are. And this, so he is, you know, he's a redneck, racist, homophobic person. Like, he's got some serious stuff that he needs to work through, unfortunately. And that some people do, some people don't. You know, that it is what it is. He needs help. What can I say? Some people shouldn't stream and drive. Some people shouldn't drink and stream. Some people shouldn't, you know, do that. Like, it just doesn't mix. Like, I shouldn't. I've done one really drunk stream, and I will never do it again. Never. First off, never again. It was horrible. It was the worst idea of my life. I'll do plenty. I will vape all you want on stream, but I will never drink again. That's just a statement. I will never drink again, just period. But wow, yeah, my drunk stream was a horrible idea. Just mixing alcohol and situations where you want to be yourself in control is not a good idea. Like, and it's been proven over and over again on Twitch. Like, every time you see a streamer get like banned, most of the time, like, alcohol's involved. Like, I would say 9 out of 10 times someone's a drunk. Anyway, let's move along here, shall we?
Yep.
Are arcade sticks allowed? The balla? 3 blah? I don't know. Someone's asking. Are arcade sticks allowed? So I recently got a minor macro ban, and I just wanted to know, so I don't get perm banned. I use an arcade stick called Hori, and I assigned a single button to click, so I mash it. My question is this allowed? Was I falsely accused? So, were they falsely accused? I mean, what is this? If you're getting banned, I mean, if you're getting tagged for it, I would just not use the device again, right?
Exactly. I was going to say, yeah. If you got tagged for it, obviously you've done something wrong. The Hori stick, he explains, works like it makes the R2 button into a click button, so you just basically just keep spamming that. Right. So, and again, we get this. The main principle: one input equals one output is okay. They have said that is not. That seems to be everyone's fallback.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that,
but they have actually said, that is not the case. So,
right.
If you're getting banned by using that, don't use it. Just use a mouse, or obviously it's giving you some sort of advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got one more topic for the day here.
Well, Tufty says, if you've got a minor ban, stop using it. Something you are doing kicked off the detection, and you got a warning from Jagex to stop. It does not mean carry on using it. It means stop, and stop now before it's too late. Getting caught again and the account's gone with no appeal. Take the hint from Jagex. Exactly right. Couldn't say it better myself, Tufty.
Exactly.
Tufty Bot 2000.
It's basically like, you touch the stove, you got burned. Just don't touch it again.
Exactly.
Shokukaku 12, our final post of the day, comes in with wilderness scammers. I really think this classifies as scamming, and I thought I might share this here. This is an evolution to luring scams early in the days where unsuspecting noobs were lured into the wilderness for promises of gold and special armor, etc. I see this scam's happening at Edgeville Dungeon wilderness and near the Chaos Altar. In the wilderness, said scammers would approach you begging for you to attack them for all sorts of reasons, such as to see a new emote or to find out what is happening, etc. Hey, Pyrn, attack me. What's happening?
Yeah.
What a weird thing to say. I've never been at the Chaos Altar doing my criminal bolt run and had someone say, "Hey, attack me. Check it out. You want to see what's happening? Something cool happened." No, they've just attacked the shit out of me and killed me.
Exactly.
You might think that because you are at a certain wilderness level, so you won't be able to attack them, and they won't be able to attack you. But never, ever attack them, because those scammers are carrying the cursed wisps in their inventory. Therefore, any player, regardless of their combat level, is able to attack them. It's fine if you don't lose anything, but it is not if those whom are vulnerable, like those questing and runecrafting, or training at the Earth Warriors at Edgeville for your mage equipment. Hence, be warned. Stay in a safe wilderness and don't fall for such scams. So that's the one thing they want to point out there is if they're holding cursed wisps, similar to the demonic skull.
It doesn't matter if you're level 3 or a level 138.
Yep.
If you attack them with that, you can attack them and then they can kill you.
Yep. So don't.
Jeremy Cheng says skull tricking should be a bannable offense. Well, it's that type of thing is not is not skull tricking. The skull tricking ones is
if somebody
actually
says
that was one of the fixes that they did. If you actually cast tally grab, which is a non-combat skill, and that was one that sort of someone asked me to do them on the wilderness years and years ago. That will actually give you the skull as well. So that is actually a fix that they did this week in the patch notes.
Cool.
After all this time, that was done to me when I first started back in 2012, 2013.
That took them 8 years. Anyway, that is our last topic of the day. Good stuff. I appreciate everyone who came out today and bared with us for our multi-stream attempt here. I think that went pretty well. Minor hiccups. I didn't get the titles straightened out until almost the end of the show, but most of the I will make sure to straighten that out for next time. So that will hopefully be fixed for the whole episode. But I think everything went pretty well for the most part.
Can I just read one response from that last one we did by Moneybucks? He says, "Did you miss the part where I said that going into the wilderness gives you a big warning that you're risking items? There's no excuse for going into the wilderness and not understanding that it is a dangerous PvP area, and anything you bring can potentially be lost. Insofar as wisps, it tells you the moment you touch one, I think before you even collect them from it. So again, no excuse. There do need to be adequate protections for players, but you can only go so far to mitigate ignorance and stupidity. Ooh. I'm happy with where the line is, as it makes clear what players ought to be aware of, though I'm not happy with the skull system in general. I can agree with the skull being applied when you try to attack someone, though. I've misclicked and done it before I wanted to. I seem to recall it working the opposite some time ago, where the skull was applied when the aggressive action was actually made rather than the input. Not sure why when the change was made, though. So,
bum, bum, bum. But it was made.
But yeah, I mean, when you go in, it always, hey, be careful. So,
sweet.
Yes, just be very careful when you go out there.
Good stuff. Alrighty then. I will head into the end cap unless you have anything else you want to say.
No.
Good stuff.
I'm pretty much good. I've got
all right.
Nothing else to do. Yep.
All right, cool. Again, you can find us on social media. Facebook.com/RSWeekly. Also on Twitter. Twitter.com/RSWeekly or at RSWeekly. RuneScape.chat in your web browser will take you to our Discord channel. RuneScape.video will take you to our YouTube page. Twitch.tv or Magebit.tv is our Twitch channel. RuneScape.club will bring you to our Rune Clan page. RuneScape.expert takes you to my Rune Clan page. RuneWeek.com is the podcast website. You can support the show if you'd like to. Patreon.com/RuneScape. You can get access to the pre-show there. But only $1 gets you access to the pre-show. Also, we are also doing a big project right now where I'm interviewing all of the co-hosts over the years, as we talked about in the beginning of the show. You can get access to that over there as well. If you want to pledge to that project, it's accessible on Patreon as well. That is patreon.com/RuneScape. You can do one-time donations as well at paypal.me/RSW if you're feeling especially generous. And you can check out my special projects, my personal projects, where I do my writing and my blogs and whatnot at magebit.me. Again, special thanks to our top patrons at Sudwood and Ricky A. and 13 others. We got to get you a green screen, man. I'd love a green screen. But anyway, we'll take care, and happy scaping. Stay tuned for reruns. And yeah, green screen would probably work a lot better in this room than my last office. But yeah, this is just software that makes everything nice and blurry in the background. Anyway, take care, everyone. We'll be back. Hopefully be doing more streaming now that we have all of this stuff going on. Take care, Gaza.